The sex which a woman does with a man only and only for the reason she is attracted in him, in his personality, and not because of any other expectations, and not because of any conditions, is the purest form of sex. However, unfortunately, many few men get to experience that experience because we humans and human life is so complicated that that experience of receiving that purest form of sex is very rare because of how we function psychologically, or maybe because of how this society functions. Actually, first of all, to receive that purest form of sex from women, you need to be a man, a man of personality, a man of physicality, which unfortunately many of the men are not. Because to a very great extent, your genetics play an important role in your physical appearance. Of course, you can go and join gym and work on your physicality to make yourself appear more masculine. However, you still cannot compete and you cannot match what genetics can give to you. So, the one reason why this kind of pure experience is rare, because many of the men are not men. They lack those genetics. Another reason why this kind of experience is rare, because in many of the cultures and in many of the communities, women have been evolved to put too much of value into sex. I mean, they think sex is some transactional act which they must be doing only and only when they are receiving something valuable in exchange of it. And because of this mindset, even though women are sexually interested or attracted in a man, even though they are sexually aroused by a man, they still put a check on themselves. They still step back. They still restrict themselves from acting on their attraction, the genuine desire they are feeling towards a man. So, because of these two reasons, the purest form of sex, the purest experience of sex that a man and a woman can have with each other is very rare. And if you have been able to get it, consider yourself lucky. Because I'm telling you, not every man get to experience that purest form of sex. Because most of the time, women are doing sex for their mean motives, only with the intention of transacting something valuable, unattainable, unobtainable for themselves. They are not doing it for the attraction they are feeling into the man and into his personality. They are doing because they are expecting something valuable in exchange of that sex. And second reason, unfortunately, many of the men are not men. They are not genetically blessed. And your mindset and attitude, I mean, with your physical appearance, your mindset and attitude also plays an important role in turning you a man, a masculine man. You need to be strong, tough, rough. And again, unfortunately, in that, genetics play an important role. Of course, if you work on yourself with time, you can attain that kind of personality. But what comes naturally is the best. There's no match to it. So only the men who are naturally and genetically blessed get to experience that purest form of sex where women are doing sex with the men only and only because they are sexually aroused by the men, because they are feeling that intense urge of releasing themselves with that man. So the sex which happens where women are not expecting anything in exchange from the men, and which they do with a man only and only because they are aroused by him and his personality, is the purest form is the purest form of sex which a man can experience. However, unfortunately, it is rare because of the complications of the society and the complications of how we human functions.